Yo, yo, yo. I feel like I keep starting it with that. Yo, yo, yo. Gotta come up with a new catchphrase. What up? Grind, grit, repeat. Back at it again. Oz couldn't make it today, so it's just me and Luke doing the thing, holding down the fort. What up, Luke?
Hey, how we all doing? Back at it again. Got another one coming at you.
Yep, that seems to be our thing. Back at it. Back at it. Grinding again. Repeat, 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 repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, shoot, man. Dude, May's around the corner, kind of, a couple months away. Camping trip.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Just FYI, I probably won't be fishing this year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. That's a hot topic.
that's a hot topic.
That's a hot topic in the Johnson household.
That is yes, that is a argument for an hour and 20-minute drive home every year that we go camping.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, I grew up going camping at this place, Scotts Flat Reservoir.
Mm-hmm.
Love it there. Grew up camping there with my dad and my mom, a bunch of family friends. My dad always went fishing, so we'd get there Friday, get everything set up. Granted, we had a motorhome, so it was pretty quick setup.
Mm-hmm.
And he would go fishing Saturday morning with my uncle. Sunday morning he'd go and he'd take my dad and my uncle would take me and my cousin. And then Monday mornings we didn't go. We just got up, kind of started to clean up, get everything packed. We'd go take the boat out, the ski boat, go hit the water one more time before we headed out of town. So every year I try to recreate my childhood, but I'm the dad now, and understandably so. I give what my wife's complaints are makes sense. But I try to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go fishing, and that has never panned out in the last 3 years that we've gone. It's my alarm goes off at 5, and now all the kids are awake, and my wife's like, seriously. Usually when I do go, I'm not going till 6:30 or 7, and I don't catch anything, and I come back empty-handed. So it's like, cool, you interrupted our whole morning and didn't even catch anything.
Yeah.
So we tried to come up with a compromise last year of that I would not go Saturday morning because it was our first morning there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and I would only go Sunday morning. Well, we didn't get there till Saturday last year because my wife had a concert. So we got there Saturday, and I said, okay, fine. We went Saturday night.
You missed a good Friday night.
Yeah, I heard. I heard Alter Ego Lou came out.
Little Lou.
Little Lou, big Lou, from what I hear. We heard all the fun stories about Friday night. But
Camping on Friday nights is fun times. Well, at least last year it was.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
But anyway, so
snooze, you lose.
So I said, okay, well, I'm going to go Sunday. We went Saturday night after the kids were in bed. We went night fishing, caught a couple catfish, threw them back.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It's a good time.
Yeah, but it was cool to change it up and have it at night.
So then my wife, she asked me to not go Sunday morning because we were there for a shorter time. And I said, that's fine. So I didn't go. There's been the argument in our household still for the last almost year that I went Sunday morning. And I said, no, I didn't. I didn't go Sunday morning. I went Monday morning, which was the day we pack up to leave, and we got back. You went with me, didn't you?
Monday morning?
Yeah.
No.
It was
just you and Chris.
No, it was me, Chris, and my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went Monday morning, and I came back. Oh, man. Driving up the road to the campsite, I could feel my wife's eyes burning into me. Just livid.
Yeah.
Like, we're packing up to go. I've got 3 kids to take care of. I'm packing up tents, and you're out there fishing and not even catching anything. So, because it's been an argument the last few years, I told her I don't even really intend to go this year. If I go, it'll be like midday with the kids, and we ain't going to catch anything. But
dude, I want to buy a fish at the store and claim we hooked it because we haven't caught a thing out there.
We caught catfish last year.
We haven't caught a thing that's bring back to the camp.
That's my argument every year is that, hey, my dad got up at 5 a.m., was on the water by 5:30. Just as the sun crest, they were trolling the edge of the lake, a couple hot spots that are here. Every year, I've camped there since I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So for I took a break. It kind of fell off, and then my wife and I took the kids, and then we invited Austin and his family, and then Luke and his wife were up there at one point. Not even camping, staying nearby.
Yeah.
And ended up hanging out with us at camp. So then the next year, we all 3 families camped together, and then we've been growing it back to what it used to be, which is where my mindset is. Hey, my dad used to come back with 5 trout. This is how he did it. He got up at 5 a.m., was on the water at 5:30, got his lines out, trolling as soon as the sun came up, and by 9:30 he was back at camp with 4 or 5 fish.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
But I guess it was different because we had a motorhome. I was a hard sleeper. I didn't hear them.
Yeah.
But when I wake up at 5, the whole family's awake at 5, and it's not worth coming back to camp to what I come back to at this point. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens, but I don't know. We talked about trying to record our episode out on the water, but I don't. We'll see.
We'll see what we can get done.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, so that's why I might not be fishing this year. I'm still excited to go camping. I love our tradition. Traditions are they're like becoming a thing of the past. You know what I mean? Traditions nowadays offend people. Like they're offended by tradition. Well, it means this. No, it just means it's something that I grew up doing with my parents, and I want my kids to grow up the same way.
Yeah, we got some soft people out there. We were talking about soft hands in one of our episodes.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
There's a lot of soft people out there.
There are, and it's unfortunate.
Don't have any thick skin.
But yeah, along those lines of traditions. So, my wife and I, we go to church on Sundays. We go Sunday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Christian church. I love our church. I used to go to a church a while back and kind of had some personal things that steered me in another direction, and not the right direction, but just away from God and Jesus and church and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then my wife was actually the one that kind of brought it back, and we went to this church when her mom got baptized, and I went, holy cow, like that was the problem. The problem was I was at a wrong church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was at a church that was, they were, I don't know, it felt like they were preaching almost like school, like off of I don't want to say agenda, but off of like a script.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, because I went there for a couple years, and I started to realize, like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this last time in January. I'm pretty sure we talked about this last time in February. You know what I mean?
So it's repetitive.
It was like, oh, March is around the corner. Are we going to talk about tithing the whole month? Sure enough, talked about tithing the whole month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the big things with my wife and I and finding a church is finding the right church, because we moved away from our hometown where we both went to the same church, and that's where my dad is at. And mom and dad still go, and my brother still go, and everything. And we live about an hour away from them.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to, make it back to that church. So we've been looking around, but it's at the point now where it's just like, we just need to go. And so I'm almost at the point where I just want to wake up on Sunday mornings at 7:00 in the morning. Shoot, I'm already waking up early, Monday through Friday with work. I'm waking up at 5:00 in the morning. What's waking up at 6:00 in the morning, getting the kids up, getting the car packed up, and driving an hour. Who cares? I'm already driving an hour to get into work. For me, driving is no big deal. I'm like at the point now where I just want to be like, look, I got to get my family into church. I'm just going to drive the hour and head into church and go to that church that I grew up going to, because that's where I like the message that's preached at that church.
Yep.
And the other churches don't seem to hit the money the way that I need it to. So,
well, and that's, I mean, like you hit the nail on the head. You're talking about you get up to go do all these other things. Why not make the same effort to go to church and worship? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you're actually, you saying that about like, I'm going to take my family and go do this. That's one of the things that we've talked about recently at church is men leading their household.
Yep.
Men leading everything. And the interesting part for me is I wasn't doing that. I'm still working on that. Like my wife was leading it more than I was.
Yeah.
She got really involved in it. She liked it. I do. I love our church. Our church is, and again, like I said, I found out what was wrong, what was missing. What was missing was that it was not it wasn't off of like a script. And again, I don't like this word, but it wasn't off a script or an agenda. Our church speaks the Bible. Our church speaks the truth. Harsh, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, doesn't matter. Like our pastor right now, you can tell he's literally saying things to weed out the weak. He's saying things in our church that's saying, if you don't like this, this isn't the church for you.
Yeah.
And it's you have to in the world we're in nowadays. Like the church is becoming a thing of the past. It's under attack all the time. You know, he's under attack right now because they're saying he's something about him like projecting his political view, and it's like no, that's not what he's doing at all. He's preaching to us the gospel and the Bible and what it's about. And again, as a Christian, it's in the Bible. It's our job to take care of our country, our nation, the people around us, and part of that is voting. It's a Christian's duty to go vote. He says that all the time.
Yeah.
It is your duty. And to them, that's pushing a political agenda.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's not saying vote one way or the other. He's just saying it's your duty to vote. It's your duty to vote for what is best for your nation.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why can't he say that? He should. Now he's under attack for, again, pushing a political agenda. And it's like, not at all. He's saying that, I mean, read the Bible. The Bible talks about how, you know, God can pick kings, bad, good. He knows. And the hope that I have, and one of the things he talked about and touched on this morning was that most of the things in life and the things that the Bible says is that we're always put through a test. We're always put through things to get us ready. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're always put through these tasks to get us prepared. So the way things have been for the last 4 years or so, I'm hoping have been preparing us. They've been testing our strength, making us stronger, and saying, okay, here, you guys, God won't give you more than you can't handle. He's going, it's going to be tough, but y'all can handle it. And I'm hoping, like usual, there's good on the other end. I'm hoping things turn around.
Yeah, the last 4 years have been a little interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
So,
again, we're not trying to be an overly political podcast. This is some stuff that's been on my mind, weighing on my chest, and that's why we're here. We're here to shoot the shit and talk about our lives and the stuff going on.
This is guys hanging out on the driveway, drinking a couple beers, talk. Like this gets brought up.
Yep.
So if you don't like it, well, then maybe grab a beer and sit down with your friends on a driveway, and you'll find out you got a lot more in common with them than you thought you did.
Yep.
Okay? These are conversations that are happening all across the country right now with everything that's going on. With the border, things overseas, everything with politics. Sit down, have a beer, talk with your friends.
Yep.
This is the kind of stuff that we talk about all the time when we're hanging out, the three of us. So,
and when when Austin's here, there's three of us, even just me and Luke, two of us. Like the three of us aren't going to change the world.
No,
we're not going to change everybody's minds. We're not even going to really push one way or another. I mean, I think it just baffles me. Again, maybe it's all the algorithms in social media, but like I've seen so much stuff about people like, yay, go this, and then somebody explains it to them, and they're like, well, wait, that doesn't make sense. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what the people that you put into office are doing. And they're like, what? And so it's like you see it out there that all the stuff I'm seeing is people going, okay, this is wrong. This is bad.
Yeah.
But like, again, maybe that's the algorithm because of what I view and what I see. But like, there's got to be enough people out there that realize that, I mean, our world right now is, I mean, our gas prices are through the freaking roof again. And
it's insane.
The cost, I mean, I mentioned it, I believe I mentioned it on the show before. One of the main reasons I still have my 40 isn't even the income. It's the freaking, it's because I get benefits from it.
Yeah.
Like, and still I'm paying huge prices out of pocket, but it's a fraction of what I'd pay if I didn't have the contribution from my job.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just I mean, I couldn't imagine having to pay $3,000 a month for medical out of pocket.
That's so wild, dude.
Like that's insane.
I don't know how people would do that.
And
like,
then they
legitimately don't.
And then they take all that. So I mean, like, if you think about the money they take out for every time I look at my paycheck, excuse me, it baffles me. And then tax season's right here, so I mean, it blows my mind how much money we work to give back. Like, we're talking, this is a blue collar podcast. All of our jobs, even Luke's job, is providing a service or something necessary for people. Like, we are, what's the word? We're, what is it called? Like when people get out of jail and they want to turn them into contributing like citizens. Like we're making a contribution of our time, of our livelihood, of our health to earn a paycheck, and then they take half that anyway. It's insane.
Every time I do any sort of calculation for,
I don't even do it anymore. I don't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Bree and I, when we're trying to calculate, like our finances and stuff, I go, whatever we make, like I was talking about, so Bree has trying to do like her own small business type of thing with events, event planning, rentals and that sort of stuff. And we were just spitballing, numbers as to how much she could potentially make doing that. And whatever number we came out with, I always said, okay, take that number and times it by 0.6, because the government's going to you're going to have to pull out. The government's going to take somewhere between 20 and 30%. At least.
Well, not to mention.
And then other extra stuff.
Yes.
Take out for whatever reason.
So you're a business and you have your own fees every year. You have to pay for that.
So you're looking at, I'm going to throw out a random number, 20,000, right? They're going to be, you just times that by 0.6. You're not taking home 20,000.
No.
You're taking home maybe 12.
Maybe
12. Maybe 12,000. And then that's before you start paying for the stuff that you need for the business.
And why are people okay with this?
I don't understand.
Why? Like, sorry, again, we're not trying to be an overly political podcast. We just spent 15 minutes talking about it, but it's part of the grind. Yeah. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing because I have to, and I have to because of the decisions of the leaders of our nation.
And the shit that pisses me off the most is the money that is going to the government. It's going to people who, like you said, aren't contributing. They're not contributing to this country.
Nope.
They're not. They're not paying taxes. They don't care. They don't care about any of that. And then they just go and vote and elect people to office who are going to take more of our money.
And the money is going to get the handouts from them.
Wild, dude. It pisses me off that our money is going to people who don't care about this country at all.
No, they're selfish.
Yeah. Wild.
They're selfish, and that's not us. We don't do what we do for us. We do what we do for our family.
Yeah.
We're not selfish. Sure. I mean, I saw a guy leaving church this morning with this is the other hard part. He said he was a vet. At least his sign said so. And my wife actually donated to a vet outside of a Walmart the other day. But he straight up showed her his vet card. And she asked, do you have your vet card? Because there's people out there that'll take advantage of that, and they're not real.
Yeah.
And he said, here's my vet card. And she said, here you go. And she made a donation. She made a donation last. Have you seen our friggin' 20-foot flag? Have you seen our giant flag? Yeah, that was for like a $20 donation. And he's like, do you want a hat or a flag? And she's like, I'll take a flag. We need a new one anyway. Got home and opened it up, and the thing's like 12 feet long. And she goes, I don't think I was supposed to get this one. And we went back, and they're like, well, it was the only flags we had. Like, thank you for your donation. We were like, okay. The thing was so big, dude, it friggin' blew over my flagpole. In the storms last year, I came home, and my flagpole was crossing my driveway like a gate.
Oh, God.
It literally bent the whole post.
Oh, geez.
Because it was out in the wind, and it shouldn't have been, and it was rainy. I wasn't home. I couldn't take it down. By the time I got home, went to go take it down, it had blown over.
Damn.
But and there was a guy outside on the road leaving church this morning, and I was just kind of like, guy was asking for a handout, and I'm going, man, like I feel for you. I'm sure you're on hard times, but he was a much older gentleman, but like wasn't decked out in veteran gear. He was wearing like a 49ers hat and a torn up jacket and torn up jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm just going like, I don't know. I have a hard time knowing if I'm donating to somebody who could really use it, but also
Yeah.
that person, whether he be a vet, whether he be homeless, I've donated enough. Go utilize all this crap out there that is for you that I pay for.
Yeah. He didn't, you know.
And here in California,
we don't know if he, you know, came across the border or not. If he did,
no, he was a white guy. He looked like Santa Claus.
Okay, so yeah, so
I still ain't giving Santa Claus a 20.
Cross over to Mexico and come back and jump over the border, and maybe you'll get handouts. Maybe.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, he probably doesn't have an ID. Same thing. But
crazy.
Anyway, so that's our little friggin' hot take on
the world,
and where we're at.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But you know what? Hope is what we need.
Yeah.
We're gonna stand by hope. We're gonna pray on it. We're gonna vote, and we encourage anybody listening. I know we don't have a huge viewership. Hopefully, we get a little more. Go vote. It's important. I know, especially here in California. Can't tell you how many people that I know that are, you know, on the same, I guess you want to say side, but wavelength as we are, that just don't vote. What's the point? It's not going to make a difference. Well, you can try.
Yeah,
It's
start
effort.
local. Start local. One of the things that I've been looking into is potentially, not potentially, I want to get to, and I will get to, getting more involved with the schools locally.
Yeah.
That's such a big issue right now with everything going on in the world with regards to schools and the transgender stuff going on in schools and all that kind of crap. Like, leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids out of it.
And that's always been my stance. I'm not a hate crime kind of person. I'm not any of that. But like, whether I agree with it or not, I'm not going to change people's opinions just off of my own. I mean, I hope I could, but I'm a realist. It's not going to happen. But why are you like, I'm an adult. You're an adult. I don't agree with what you do, but keep it to yourself. I keep myself to myself, with the exception of today. I mean, that's why I said we're not going to be an overly political podcast.
Yeah.
Because I think people should keep their opinions to yourself. But you know what? Every time I pull up an ad or every time I listen to the radio or see the news or see a commercial, I mean, don't even get me started on the Super Bowl commercials. But every time, like, I don't have to. I do turn an eye. In fact, my wife and I were at a parade in our hometown. And a float came by, and it was a pride float, and we turned our backs. He said, no.
That's
my
where
10, 8, and 3-year-old are here who love rainbows and do not understand why all of your women look like men and are flying rainbows and wearing clothes they should not be wearing.
Yeah, that's
so
definitely.
I said, all right, girls, let's turn around. We're not going to watch this one.
That is definitely one aspect that I have become very, very conservative on, is the transgender LGBTQ2 spirited bullcrap. That is one thing I've become hard on. You know, back in 2008, you know, when that was all going on, I was younger, but back when that was going on, whatever, like, hey, do your thing. We're like, oh, we're not coming for the kids, Well, the slippery slope came and gone. We're down at the bottom of the slope now. That slope was definitely there, and we slipped all the way down it. Here we are. Yep. Here we are, guys. We got teachers who are having... Gross, dude. I just watched a video yesterday on Instagram Reels. I don't know if you have heard of the account. If you guys haven't heard of the account, Libs of TikTok. Dude, gross. This teacher was having kids suck on their toes. Did you see this?
No,
dude,
I don't want to see this.
I'm not going to pull it up.
Don't.
Normally in this situation, tech guy, I'd be pulling it up. Nope, I ain't going to pull that shit up. Go look it up if you'd like to see the crazy shit that teachers are doing these days. But this teachers, multiple, They were at like, they have like rallies in their gyms and stuff.
parents were okay with this?
I have no idea, but it was the grossest thing I've ever seen. Grossest thing I have ever seen, where kids were sucking on the big toe of teachers. It's disgusting, dude. Teachers, there are some good teachers out there, but some of them go a little too crazy.
Deep breath.
Some of them go, yeah.
Take a deep breath.
When it comes to the kids, man,
Yeah.
I got 2 daughters. You got 3 daughters.
I got 3 daughters.
Austin's got 2 kids. Like, we are all
Again,
parents.
I'm not worried about myself. I can deal with.
Yeah.
I can turn a blind, not a blind eye, but I can turn away
Leave
from the
the
things
kids
I
out
don't
of
want to
it.
see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know where I stand. You can go ahead and tell me all day long, just like we're sitting here talking, and we may have people listen to us and go, "Well, I'm not gonna listen to these guys anymore."
Bye.
Well, I'm
If,
sorry.
if this
but-
is what pisses you off, bye.
Yeah, this
Like,
is
that
kinda,
will
this
be
is
where I
why
draw the
Luke and
line.
I decided to do this episode. Was like
Yeah.
I had said about my pastor. Kind of, he says, I'm not going to preach to a woke church.
Nope.
Well, I'm sorry, we're not here to we're not. We're here to entertain. We're here
Yeah.
to shoot the shit. We're here to talk guy talk. But we're not here to bite our tongue because we're going to offend somebody.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
mean, again, I don't look up stuff I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Don't look up stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah.
We're grind, grit, repeat. We have an American flag with our logo on it, a sideways American flag with our logo on it. We have it. It's in our description everywhere. We're a blue collar podcast. So we've been playing softball lately, and again, this is a one-off.
One-off. Yeah.
We're not going to be.
This is not going to be something that
No.
I'm going to be talking about every time.
Nope,
But we
but
got to
we-
get it off our chest.
Yeah,
Right.
we
There's
wanna
a
get it
lot of
out
stuff that's
there.
been happening this week.
Yes, there's a lot of things out there that we said, you know what? How do we go again? That's being,
How do we ignore it?
Yeah, that's being silent. That's being like it's happening. We
Again.
got it. You don't acknowledge it, it's just going to keep happening. That's that slippery slope Luke was talking about.
Yeah.
You don't acknowledge it's happening. You don't inform people, which people should already be informed.
Yeah.
But you don't touch on it, then it's like we're just as bad. We're turning a blind eye.
We are providing you with the content again. If we were on the driveway, grilling some meat, grilling some steaks, drinking a beer, the good one, not the blue one, not the blue can one, because that brings us back to the topic.
The running joke in our group. Remember the Bud Light can that went around at camping? Somebody brought up a Bud Light can, and
yeah, Daniel, we went to the store to refill some gas
and they
some
bought
drinks
one
and stuff.
Bud Light
And
Tall
we-
Boy,
well-
and it was like a game. If you got put on your chair or if you touched it or whatever, it was like
Yeah, we were doing almost like icing people, but no one would drink it.
but nobody would drink it.
Yeah, no
Hell
one
no.
was drinking it.
Bud Light's gross anyway,
Yeah. Give me
and now it's even more gross.
Yeah,
but
give me some Blue Mountains or some Banquet. or
again,
whatever.
this is a one-off for
Some
us.
Modelo.
It's just me and Luke today.
Modelo time.
This is more of like Luke is more into this stuff than Austin or myself.
Yeah.
And but
Well,
again,
when-
it's been in the world. It's a podcast about our lives. Well, guess what? These are the things that are affecting our lives lately.
Yeah, when your major for college was government and political science, you kind of just live with it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I didn't go to college. I went
Yeah.
for a year.
So
I mean, I was enrolled for a year. Does that count?
kind of.
Yeah.
We'll let you pass. We'll
All
let
right.
you pass.
Anyway,
But speaking of college and
yeah,
you know,
let's,
me
let's-
going to college and you not.
if you're
you,
still listening,
yeah.
let's see some funny shit, huh? if you're
Yeah.
still tuned in, then let's have some fun now and try to, I'm sure we just worked up a bunch of people because I know we're worked up. So let's try to calm
cool
our
back
nerves,
down.
be cool, calm, cool, and collective, and watch a couple funny videos maybe and touch on that. But this
Yeah.
is I don't know what Luke's gonna label it, but this is kind of our call out political.
Let's be
episode, I
real.
guess. Let's be real.
Maybe that's what I'll name it.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, I'll name it something different.
Yeah.
But
Or-
I'm feeling. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. The the
Real
real world, not the fucking TV show, but the
Yeah.
real like what's going on.
Yeah. Well, a couple of episodes ago, sometime back, I think it might have been the first episode. We had a video. We're just gonna jump right into it, and we're gonna throw you right under the bus, Alex. So
This wasn't. I
So
don't
the
think
first-
I don't think it was the first one.
I think I think this was the first episode where we went over this
No,
one. Maybe it was
like
the second.
the second or third.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Maybe it was the second or third. I forget. Time's flying fast. But we had this video here where this guy, like, legitimately, like, this dude for sure like the caption says, save some women for the rest of us. This is after having watched Alex, because we just, right before we started recording this episode, I had Alex go ahead and do this because we had to follow up on this.
I make this guy look more impressive.
Yes, very. And I understand, like you're not trying to change the chainsaw chain as quickly as possible, but man, this guy, he really got her done. I mean, 7.27 seconds there.
It is impressive, and I'm sure Luke's got the video of me trying to do it. But I'm gonna call myself out. I was trying to go fast. I knew I wasn't gonna be 7 seconds because I don't have the friggin' one turn nuts on my chainsaw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also have a full wrap handle. I had a bigger chainsaw. Oh lordy, that's just how the video starts. Can we fast forward?
We can.
Can we not start it with me looking like a friggin' tool?
You know what? You look like you're
About to shit myself?
You look like your daughter there.
Yeah, I do. I look like my oldest.
Yeah.
Let's start it. Yeah,
We'll start it right here.
That's
we'll start.
fine.
I don't know what the audio.
I don't
forget,
care as long as I'm not sitting there looking like I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Doing
but
a good job swapping out my chain as fast as that guy did it, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna be 7 seconds. So I'm gonna start off with the excuses. I got a bigger bar, bigger saw, full wrap handle.
You got excuses here, Alex.
I'm not gonna be 7 seconds, but it made me wonder how fast can I do it. So let's find out.
Let's see what he can do.
All right, let's go.
All right. Luke's got my.
Ready?
You gotta tell me when.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
And we are 4, 5, and you're past 7 seconds already.
Oh yeah, and I don't even have one nut off yet. See how many times I gotta twist it?
Those are definitely
You're
not
double.
half turn or quarter turn nuts.
That's not,
You go on for a little bit longer,
I do.
and finally,
Oh, there's the phone.
There it is.
So it took me what, a minute just to get it off?
It took you 48
seconds.
48 seconds. I'll give you the 48.
It's not even off yet.
We're
It
at
took me-
55 seconds.
55 seconds. And I tried. So I set myself up wrong in the first place.
Yeah.
So there we are. We're a minute and a half. I still don't even have the freaking chain on. Definitely wasn't no 7 seconds.
No.
Go ahead, slow it down, call me out.
Oh,
I called that guy
and-
out for putting the bar on upside down, which I said does not change the function of the saw. It doesn't. It just doesn't look as good.
But
watch what I freaking did. I also can't spin the handle like he did. Yep. See, I still got excuses. I knew it wasn't gonna.
But then,
Yeah, here it comes. Well,
Nice and taut.
nice and taut. I didn't even realize you did that. Look, here's the disappointment. Nope.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Nope. It's backwards.
What's backwards?
So I put the
backwards.
chain on backwards, which does change the functionality of the saw. I was so focused on making sure the bar was upright, I didn't even look at the freaking
You're like,
chain.
I got to make sure the bar's
I was
right.
like, I called him out for the bar being upside
And then
down.
you
I got to
did the
do the
chain
bar right,
backwards.
and I did the chain backwards, which will not work.
yeah.
That will not cut through a tree.
yeah.
I mean, it might slowly, but anyway. So that guy, like, go dude, but also why?
Yeah.
Is the boss riding you that hard going, I need a new freaking chain. Get it on in 7 seconds. Yes, sir.
Done. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I realistically, even if I fixed, which I did end up fixing the chain because I need to use that saw,
Yeah, you didn't need.
it would have been like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. But that leads
But
us
that's
to.
that's like fuck internet versus reality.
Yeah,
I
here we
tried to
go.
friggin' be faster than I normally am, and I put the chain on backwards.
Yep. So here's Instagram versus reality.
2, 1, go.
Yep.
Still trying to get it started.
Get it. Come on. There it is.
Oh.
The look
Bummer.
of disappointment on his face. But that's, I mean, okay. Those competitions are dope. I love watching that kind of stuff. Those are super cool. But if anybody ever showed up to my job site with a friggin' 2-stroke can for a dirt bike on a chainsaw, Why?
Yeah,
Because it's cool. I made a mod for one of my chainsaws.
you did.
I did, and it sounds cool, but it's functional. Like,
Yeah,
it's not a big pipe. I just opened it up so it could breathe a little more, and I get a little more power and speed out of it, so that when I'm cutting up brush or cutting up limbs, it's got a little more power. It goes faster. The reason I did it is I watched a video of a guy that did this modification or a similar modification, and he cut through a log in 13 seconds, and then he cut through the same log after the modification in 8. So again, efficiency. If I can knock off 6 seconds each cut, and I'm making 100 cuts on a job of brush that I'm bucking and cutting up, or rounds that I'm bucking and cutting up, like, that saves me an hour.
yeah. I built an app at my work for improving efficiency, and the process was took about that I saved time on. I'm probably saving maybe a minute of time every time we do this, and we do it twice a week, 3 times a week. But I shared it to all my coworkers, and they're saving 3-4 minutes a week as well, each, which goes to improving the whole business and the whole department, and my whole team. So my whole team now is saving, in the grand scheme of things, we're saving probably close to like an hour's worth of work.
Yep.
And that means that we have an hour of being able to do more things. And individually, it's not much, but for a whole team, managers like that sort of stuff. So I took some time out of my day to build the app, and it's working for people. It's saving people time, efficiency. That's what I'm all about. As a tech guy, I try to find the most efficient thing. I want to work smarter, not harder. And doing what you did to save, a couple of seconds, couple minutes off of one, off another, and that builds up. That's time.
Yeah, but I don't have a friggin' hot rod
Yes,
chainsaw
we don't
with
have
a
that.
2-stroke pipe on it that cuts through a fucking
Yeah,
6x6
and
in
that-
5 seconds.
And the
And
app
it's
that I
like-
built wasn't like super involved either. It's like
But also,
bare bones.
Why would you need that?
Yeah. For mine, if I made a full-fledged app, like an Instagram level app or like a high level, highly trafficked app for what I'm doing, people would be like, why'd you do that?
Like,
It just wouldn't make sense.
exactly. And that guy with that friggin' hot rodded out one that we just watched,
Yeah.
you know how many times he's like swapping pistons and spark plugs and spending
gosh.
hours rebuilding that saw to save 10 seconds?
Yeah. That thing
What-
is
At that point,
thing
it's
huge.
It's badass. It's super cool. I love watching those competitions. But like, again, if somebody showed up to a job with that, I'd go, did you bring a handsaw? Like, no, you're not using that on my job.
Yeah, look at
That's
that thing.
literally
That
a
thing is
2-stroke
huge.
can from a freaking dirt bike. And the thing rips, but great for a competition, really bad for tree work.
Yeah, not for real life, that's for sure. Not for day-to-day use, I would
No,
say.
and it's probably heavy as heck.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing does look pretty heavy.
Imagine cutting 100 rounds with that saw. Your arms would be like jello.
Yeah.
The thing probably weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We got any other ones?
Yeah, well, since we're in the topic of you and your trees and stuff, you sent this one a little bit ago.
I did?
Yeah, you sent this because
Oh,
this is
'cause
you.
that's me.
This is you.
Yep,
So,
that's me.
Let me get this one pulled up. for
This was
everyone.
this was an almost oops on my job.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is almost
apparently this
dangerous.
episode is politics and make Al look bad.
Yeah.
So
Why not?
This was
Maybe we'll trick everyone and name the episode since we were talking about naming episodes. We'll just name this one Oops. Alex did it again.
go ahead and pull that up for people to see, and I'll kind of preface what's going on before we start it.
Okay.
So this was a job. This wasn't even the work we showed up for. I showed up to do the work that was lined out, and a storm had hit prior, and they had these 2 trees that were literally the tree that I'm cutting in the start of the video was holding up the base of the other one, and both those trees were being held up by other trees. So we had everything limbed down to just I call them the sticks, but just the trunks, right?
Yeah.
So now we're just following the rest of it. Well, I've done this before felling trees where you got trees that are touching and you can notch cut and back cut one, just leave a little bit of holding wood, just enough, right? And then you cut the one that's kind of holding it all up, and then they both come down together.
Yeah.
Well, I did that same thing here, right? The one with the root ball coming out was held up, so I made my notch cut underneath. I made my back cut. I left not even an inch, not much holding wood at all. Thinking, okay, it's just that root ball is going to come back into the ground, and
Yeah.
this is part of the danger of the job. So go ahead and play the video, and y'all can see what happened. Oh, there I go.
That was
Are you good? Holy shit, look at
So that was my climber's commentary in the background, and you can see in the end of that video, you can see the notch cut. I mean, you can see I had it prepped to fall, but the root ball was so rotted out of the ground. There was nothing holding it in, and there was apparently more holding wood that I left on the tree than there was holding root. And when that one that I was cutting came down, the whole root ball pulled out and rolled right towards me. I mean, luckily I had my escape route, which is another thing that you plan when you're felling a tree, and I had it, lined up to escape. Yeah, right there. You see that? I had it notched. I had it back cut. You could see my lines. Like, it was,
Yep.
I mean, there was less than an inch of holding wood in there, and it just, the whole root ball was apparently rotted out.
Yeah.
But that just comes in that danger. By the way, that is my modified saw in that video.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was my first job after I modified it.
Sweet.
But
Sounds good.
Yeah, so go ahead and got any more to call me out on, Luke? I'm gonna start sending stuff to call you out on.
Yeah, I know. Find something. Find something that's
Like what? You don't
Yeah, I
post.
know.
You don't send us your personal stuff.
Yeah, I know. Mysterious.
Yeah, mystery Luke.
Okay, we have since it's just you today. I got most of this stuff is all just tree. We got tree stuff. We were able to find some tree stuff, some good tree stuff, and we got some videos here. So let's do this one's pretty cool. This one's satisfying. This one is satisfying.
Whoa.
This is one that like you're like, oh, that's a good one. I got two satisfying ones that kind of just hit that itch. So let's go ahead.
I've seen that. I've seen a root ball that big pull out before.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Right back at, like it didn't even fall.
Yep. And that's what I expected to happen after the other tree.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened because it still has a lot of weight there. You know how much weight that is? Yep.
Dude,
Like it didn't even happen.
from the one job that I went with you and did, I know that was a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That was from just the
Oh, you're
one
talking about the
time.
big round that we had you winch into the trailer?
Yeah. Is that on your Instagram? That video, by any chance?
I don't think so. I can send it to you real quick.
Yeah, send it to me and then I'll throw that one up because that was a big one that landed in the trailer. I have it somewhere, but I don't have it with me right now.
Yeah, no, I got it. Of course I got it. I always got it. You got any more in the meantime?
Yeah, I got another one here. I talked about the satisfying one, so we'll get the other satisfying one pulled up. Okay, here we go.
That bark box, you hear that thing?
But then listen.
Yep.
That moan.
Yep.
That tree moan.
See the wood sticking up?
Yeah, this stuff right
That's
here.
holding wood.
Yep.
That's what slowed its descent.
Yeah. Otherwise, it
So-
would have just been super quick. Is that what happens if you don't have that
Yep,
holding
when you
wood?
cut all the way through, which we've seen a couple videos like that.
Yeah.
We lose that holding wood. The tree just kind of goes where it goes. And I'm telling you, I left less than that in that tree that did not go down like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I left less than that. So I just sent you ours, but it's long. You're gonna have to cut it.
Yeah. One more time, just for the tree ASMR folks.
What? Oh yeah.
ASMR. That's like people who like really satisfying sounds.
Is that what it's called? I thought that was
Yeah.
like a sex thing.
No.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't know where you were going with that.
Whoa. Yeah, there's like you haven't seen that stuff out there where it's like videos of like people-
Satisfying
Yeah,
sounds?
people do weird things with it. Like they'll be like, you know, eating ASMR and they're like eating like watermelon, or they'll eat something crunchy and they just hear just like
Oh,
crunching
you know what?
stuff.
I think my wife showed me that.
Yeah, but it could be like not eating stuff. It could be like tree stuff or like keyboards
No,
clicking.
satisfying sounds to me are like chainsaws running,
Oh yeah, well of course, yeah.
guns firing,
Boys will be boys, right?
Yeah, gunshots, like
Yeah, for sure.
things that are bad for my hearing are great to listen to.
But the people will whisper like this, and then they'll like crunch their wrapper like this. That's ASMR. So yeah.
All right. Sure.
I don't watch this stuff, but I've seen it.
Liar.
I don't go out of my way and watch like a 30-minute video on ASMR.
Uh-huh. Liar. All right. Anyway.
Whatever. One of our followers does.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Not me.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me get that video here.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna have to cut it and whatever else.
Oh, we're good. Yeah.
But this is the one we touched on this one on an episode 2 where Luke showed up with his trailer. So
And
the other thing, Luke's getting ready to pull it up for you guys to see it. Now, let me preface that this was my cousin's property. So this is family. This was not.
Are you talking about, like,
I'm
your
talking
fit?
about how I look.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah, this was just
I did the job professionally. I had our lift in there. I had our chipper and our dump truck in there. We all had our PPE on. We were all being safe. Let me cover my ass here. This was just literally the day that I said, "Hey, the job's done. All I had was big wood left."
Yeah, you just needed to pick up a couple of things.
Yeah.
And I can't. You asked me if I wanted
Yep,
some of the wood, and so I came up.
I said I got a bunch of rounds on a job.
Yeah,
I got a
wood
haul 'em
burning
all
stove
off.
problems. You got to get your own firewood to heat your house.
Yep.
So.
And I said, I got a lot of rounds to haul off. If you want some, bring your little trailer down. We'll load them up. Well, Luke was there, and I have a winch on my trailer.
And you were like, let's take advantage of the
I was
extra
like, hey, since
manpower
you're
to
here,
get some help.
I'm going to have you winch this, you know, piece into the trailer. So this is the video you're about to see. But anyway, I preface that again by this was like a random afternoon. I texted my cousin, hey, we're going to swing by and grab all the rounds. Like the job was already done. That was just the last part. So it's hot out. This was like end of July. So
Yeah.
this is how I look.
Yeah, it was hot that day.
But this is my get up. Sun's out. Guns out.
This guy was heavy.
Yeah,
I remember
you
we
see
were
me smoking is because I mean that's a whole other long story. But I had one of my ground guys freaking burnt up my chain by hitting the pavement at this job. So I'm sitting there trying to cut this big old piece of wood. Yeah,
dude.
So
We were
imagine-
debating on like how heavy that was, and we were like talking about like, oh, like because I had a bunch of wood in the back of my trailer too, and when I was driving home, I was a little concerned. I was like, this is heavy.
And that was on the bottom, and I had the rest of my trailer at the end of that job fully overloaded.
Dude, you can see it in the background of that video. Maybe if I can zoom in here. Yeah, let's see. Can I move up? Yeah, look at all these rounds in the back. All ended up in a combination of my trailer and your trailer, Alex.
Yep.
That was just crazy. It was so, and they weren't dry. Like this wasn't dry wood. This was like freshly cut wood. Like it was heavy. It was heavy for sure. So, yeah, that was some heavy stuff that we were hauling away that day and loading up. I was beat, dude. I was beat.
And for me, that was an easy.
Yeah, that
day.
was your easy.
That was like it's just some heavy lifting. Like I didn't have to climb anything. I don't know if you could see in the beginning of that video the spike marks. So the lift that we had that day, like It was a electric over hydraulic lift, and the battery was dead, and the wires something happened to the wiring, and it broke down. So I had to do the rest of the job on spikes, and that was freaking hard. So I just sent another one to Luke. Yeah, just start it there. So that big piece you just saw fall in, that was underneath.
That's
all
underneath
of
this stuff
like,
here.
look at my tires. Those tires are fully inflated, but it don't look like it.
Yeah,
That was a heavy freaking load. That's my old truck.
Yep.
And this is how I started. I mean, no, it does not look professional. Look at me now. I got a chipper. I got a new truck. I got gear. Like this was a minute ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a heavy load. And Luke had a portion of all that big wood in his trailer.
Yep.
Towing it with his Honda Pilot.
Yep. Hey,
So
Do what we got to do. Family car, right?
Heck yeah.
That's the only car you got. Yeah, that's the only car you got. I'm looking to get a truck. So,
another one?
No, maybe. I don't know.
wife and I have been talking about getting a Suburban.
Well, I
big
say
old,
that.
or like a
You know
Yukon.
what? No, I say that because this whole episode has been making me look bad. And politics. Luke's got 2 trucks.
I do. I have. Well, one of
Neither
them.
one of them runs.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
They both run.
Do they drive?
Yeah, one of them is fully functional. One of them is fully functional.
Does it stop?
Yeah. My 1968 Ford F250. It runs and it stops. It's a good truck. It's just.
So why don't
it's
you?
so-
Why didn't you bring that down?
I'm not going to drive that all the way up. That's an hour and a half away. I would trust it. I would trust it, but not that far. I trust it for around town.
Your car wasn't even my concern. Your trailer was my concern.
Oh, I was, yeah, definitely. The trailer was more of my concern. I was concerned about the way that we had stacked it. We weren't stacking it like the rounds up on top of each other. We were stacking the rounds this way. And so there was just a lot of weight that were pushing out on the trailer. That was my concern, is that the
side was a
side
blowout.
would just and just crack. And then now I have wooden rounds rolling into the highway as I'm driving home, and I'm
that
causing
movie?
an accident.
What's that movie?
Which one?
Where the
Oh,
logs
that sounds
fall
like
off the truck.
Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke was worried about Final Destination in his
Yeah.
in his little red trailer.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that was good times. That was good.
Yeah.
So that'll hopefully heat up my house next year. That would.
Yeah.
So.
Good. Give it another year to dry out.
Yeah, for sure. I got to split it up and borrow the splitter and get that all taken care of. But let's go with we got another one here.
We got one. We'll do one more.
We
one
got
more.
we got 2 more.
We got
can do-
2 more?
Yeah, we can do 2 more. We can do 2 more.
We can do 2 more. It's mostly tree stuff, I guess, because it's just me and Luke today.
Yeah, this one's 4 minutes, but I'm obviously going to skip it because it takes a minute. But
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
is going. He seems to be in some sort of forest, maybe his backyard. But then he comes over here. He's spinning around.
He seems to be in some sort of forest, maybe a backyard.
Well,
That's like
dude, California is weird because of our geographical trees and stuff. But like on the East Coast, like you got a forest like straight up in your backyard.
yeah, I guess.
You know.
Yeah.
So this could just be in this dude's backyard. I don't know. I'm assuming
The
I don't
dude's
know.
somewhere cutting a tree down.
Yeah,
That's-
he's cutting the
that's-
tree. That's the point.
That's what we know. That's
Yeah.
all we know.
So he's got this going.
Nope, he's hammering his wedges.
Yep. And then he comes in and he makes another cut here. I think this is the good part. Oh, people can't see. Here we go. Comes back around.
That's a long bar. Could he not get it all the way through from one side?
Yeah, that is. I noticed that too when I first saw this video.
It's a super
That thing
long
is.
bar.
Look at that. Long. But watch this.
Oh, that's not where he wanted it to go.
No. He just took out their tree. But that tree started falling almost on top of him.
Right at him.
Almost on top of him. So
But
that was a
again,
little-
did you see the holding wood? I didn't. It looks like he tried to leave a little bit, but
Yeah.
it also looked like he notched out that other side. I don't.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I mean, we played a video of me make an accident. I don't even know if that I would call it a mistake. Just shit happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It could definitely be. Oh,
This is the last
seen
one.
This guy.
We'll just jump right into it. Now, I would hope
jump
that
right into it because this shit is.
I'm gonna
real.
hope that you would never do this.
I would never in a million years, but this is so real. This happens all the time.
Needed a tree cut down. Bro hit me up off Facebook and said he can do it for 200.
Yep.
We got motherfucking Tarzan.
Tarzan.
That ain't Tarzan,
No.
bud.
It is
Sorry.
He's on a 1 foot ladder.
Bye-bye.
Luckily, it looked like a soft landing, but
Yeah. Thankfully, he had cut down some other brush to make it soft.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
it looks like he landed. Yeah, he landed on some of the other limbs and stuff. But still,
I had a customer. I sent over a bid, and I got a response that made me really upset. They told me, again, it's part of the business. You don't get every job. If I got every job, I'd be a millionaire.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'd be bidding way too low. And they responded with, "Thanks. We're gonna have a family friend do it for the same price." Well, hopefully your family friend knows some things about trees and how they handle, how they fall, because accidents can happen to the best people. I don't ever claim to be the best of the best, the most knowledgeable at all. I don't. I'm not. I know there's people out there that know way more than me and do way more than me and have more knowledge than I have. I mean, I never claim to be the best of the best, but I've done enough and seen enough things to know how to best prevent things from going wrong.
Yeah.
Things can always still go wrong. It's a very dangerous job, but I have preventative knowledge or I have knowledge of how to do things to prevent things from going wrong. But there's so many people out there that go, I could do that. I could, no problem. And, I'll do it for the same price. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, well, that's our half political, half make Alex look like crap episode with just me and Luke. Sure, Os will be back soon. So, till next time. Cheers, folks.
See you guys.